What we're after is homeostasis, which is a self-regulating, dynamic, not static process which maintains inner stability while adjusting to changing external conditions. Learning to navigate in a world of relationships where you're true to your primal self, you're true to yourself, but seeing what works and what doesn't work. Hello, welcome back as we continue to make our way through Libra and Aries, the axis. Today we're on degree 16, and it's a new phase, so a new vibe. This one is taking our thought and putting it into word. That's the action. Libra 16. After the storms of winter, a boat landing stands in need of reconstruction. A woman, the lower half of her body, a serpent. After many revisions, a poem is thrown away. Wind gods directing a cloud dance, and at the shore a flight of stairs disappearing into the water. A lot of emotions here. Water is emotions. The words we speak may be coming from a very subconscious level. Like we've been deep into imagination. And now the things that we say, if we make a slip of the tongue, pay attention to it, because I think that speaks to the wind gods directing a cloud dance, is that, hey, did I mean to say that? Did I mean to have a slip of the tongue and say that? Or, why did I do that? Maybe take a moment and listen. That our words are very strong right now, that they're talking to us. Our words are talking to us. And with that, let's talk about the stone for today. It is blue fluorite. It brings calm to the system, helps us speak clearly, concisely, and listen without prejudice. It's wonderful for scholars. No matter the primary color, always a secondary color underneath. So that's an interesting tidbit about it. It's good for organization of thoughts. It gives you a calm, rational energy to your system, promoting orderly, sequential thoughts, enabling one to direct brain activity to its intended end. That's pretty powerful right there. It speaks to the throat and third eye chakra. It makes it easy to cross-reference existing knowledge and rapidly absorb new knowledge. Best stone to cultivate discernment. So really beautiful and very powerful. So check that stone out. Reconstruction. After spending a lot of time in meditation and thought, now we bring it into the real world, but we bring it in through word. And it may take a few revisions to get there, is what this is saying to me, with the poem being written and rewritten. And each time you use a different word, or you take one out, you put another one in, you change the meaning completely of the poem. Speaking the right words. So that's Libra 16. Let's take a look at Aries 16. Brightly clad brownies dancing in the warm, dying light. Another way to phrase that is nature spirits are seen at work in the light at sunset. To rejuvenate himself, a man is partially buried in the earth. 3 sculpted birds, 1 black marble, 1 white marble, 1 solid gold. And the spirits of gems rising out of the ground at dusk. So a lot of themes around dusk. The stone for Aries is boulder opal. It's reminiscent of the stone for yesterday, ammonite or ammonite, and so it's got that iridescent, sparkly feel, but a lot of different colors. With so many colors in one, it links the conscious with the subconscious, offers clear communication, hope, purity, healing, prophecy, serenity of the soul, and creativity. The color brown, earth, grounding yourself. One area, and I kind of went down a rabbit hole with this, and I'm not entirely finished with it, is a link to the endocrine system. So check that out. What we thought about, okay, if we're going to put it out into the world, what is the reaction? Is that the correct message? Do I need to revise it? And that's kind of what the endocrine system does. It is a feedback loop. And what it's after is homeostasis, which is balance and equilibrium. And it's not a static thing. It is dynamic. So it's constantly shifting. You try something, does it work? If it doesn't work, tweak it, keep tweaking it. And everything that doesn't work is just one more way of expressing yourself and getting closer and closer to what you really want to do, what you really want to say, what you want to say. And this degree can face frustration. Whatever you're trying to express may not come out the way you thought. It may not be received the way you thought. And you keep revising it to get there. What I found interesting about looking at the endocrine system and the body is that if it's working and it's in balance, if it's in harmony, again, Libra, balance, harmony, and also Aries, you want to put yourself out there into the world, but if you're off balance, nothing works right. And so it's choosing the right word to create a dynamic balance, and that's a constant dance. Listening to yourself, listening to the feedback loop. What we're after is homeostasis, which is a self-regulating, dynamic, not static process which maintains inner stability while adjusting to changing external conditions. Learning to navigate in a world of relationships where you're true to your primal self, you're true to yourself, but seeing what works and what doesn't work. Resisting the urge to keep the thoughts in your head and not put it out there for fear of failure, because that creates a blockage. And that contact with the earth is required as a testing ground to get to where you want to be, to get to the message you're trying to get across. Experiencing cycles of death and rebirth, and attunement to the potency of invisible forces of nature. If we put into practice in word, it brings us in contact with nature, dark matter. It helps us bring things into the world, opening our mind to the possibility of approaching life in an intuitive way, trusting your instincts, because nature speaks to us, and it comes through the body, through hearing, through emotions. And when something in your body is not working, to meditate on balance and equilibrium to bring it back. So this is a new phase, and the step is put the word out there and listen to the feedback loops. If you don't get the right response, you try another word, but to choose your words carefully because they create. The balance here on Libra 16 is a deep need to bring the subconscious, to bring our primitive instinct into the world, to give it expression. Because if we don't, it will be relentless in trying to get out in some way. So honoring that that's a part of who we are. Being patient with ourselves, even if things don't get expressed exactly the way we thought. Keep at it, because we're meant to express our deepest primal instincts into the world, but in a way that's balanced and harmonious. Blue fluorite is a stone that can really help, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just think about that stone. Think about homeostasis. Think about the endocrine system. It regulates the entire body. The main axis is up in here, between the eyes. It's the beak of the bird in the brain. To see that balanced. I have noticed almost like Mercury retrograde the last 24 hours or so. Funny little things where a misspell, you change one letter and it completely changes a word, obviously, but in funny ways I'm noticing right now. Leave a comment if you are seeing that as well. Repressing the message that we were born into this world to convey in whatever way we choose to do it. Everybody does it differently. It will result in a blockage. So allow it to have its voice. Being calm and patient with ourselves. That's what I have for you today. Please leave a comment if you've had a dream about these images, anything specific to these degrees, if they're strong in your chart. If you have any thoughts on some of the words that I'm speaking here, if they speak to you strongly, please leave a comment. Otherwise, take care till next time. Bye for now.